Good evening, everyone. Sam here, aka to Lone Moose and back, aka Samson the Destroyer, as I've decided my Lizards in the Library character would be called. Back again with another edition of the Lone Moose Minute here on From North to Wharf. Or after what I thought was quite a dud of an episode last week, the Great North returned with a big bang last night in the form of Dungeons Aren't Dragons Adventure. And what an adventure it was from beginning to end. We finally got to see Lizards in the Library in action after being first mentioned all the way back in Season 2's Skidmark Holmes adventure. And it was just really fun to see the game in action and an unlikely but good group, in my opinion, of Ant, Dirt, Moon, Henry and Russell bonding over it. I really liked the different animation style that the crew went for with the Lizards in the Library segments. This season has really experimented with the different looks and I've liked that. Like in Honeybee's story and the Lies Aquatic, and the more anime look we got in last week's end credits, just to name a couple of examples. But I also liked learning more about Aunt Dirt and her background. We got to see what she was like as a kid. Hasn't really changed much. We also saw her dad, so Beef's grandfather, and I'm guessing son of Rutger Tobin, who was mentioned in For Whom the Smell Tells Part 2 back in Season 3. We also got to see a old configuration, that's the word I'm trying to find, configuration of the Tobin house as well before all the extensions were added and the modern look that we are used to. But it was also good to learn why it was difficult for her to accept that the boys replaced her with Loud Sandy's brother Calm Callum for one round, because it reminded her of when the same happened to her as a child with her friends when she was replaced. So with that, it really does make you connect and understand why she found it so difficult. Also, Russell once again on fire with some hilarious dialogue, like saying about his sensei telling him about menopause and how Jamie's life flashed before his eyes. He does love his mum's boyfriend, doesn't he? I mean, it's not like he doesn't go on about it enough, is it? But the B plot, or I guess I should be saying bead plot, was also highly enjoyable. I liked seeing Beef getting lured by the idea of a beaded curtain in his boudoir, just going into the store, sort of the woman talking him into it while he's at the mall, and then Wolf and Honeybee with the ensembles and tuxbetos, as Wolf called them, and making them for the Met Gala, and when they're sat around the table looking absolutely shattered because they probably haven't slept all night. That was quite highly entertaining as well, and the conclusion to all of that was pretty funny too. So yes, a very good episode to make up for last week's, and I'm going to be giving Dungeons Aren't Dragons Adventure a solid 8 out of 10. And just before I hand you back to our wonderful hosts, I just want to take a minute to say that today I made the incredibly tough decision, after nearly 2 years of running the Lone Moose and Back pages, to close them down on Instagram and Twitter. Now trust me in saying that this was a decision that wasn't made lightly, but I felt that due to me finding it hard to maintain, plus the fact that I wasn't really enjoying running it as much as I used to, it was the right time to wind it down. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to each and every one of you for showing your support towards myself and the page. It really did mean a lot to me, and I am so grateful to have shared my love for this incredible show with very passionate fans, as well as those involved with making it. So yes, big massive thank you to you. But I won't be leaving my spot here on the Lone Moose Minute, and I will be back next week to talk about the final episode before the show goes on a little break, that being Sunset Beefalavad Adventure. But until then, have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you again next Monday with another edition of the Lone Moose Minute.